Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. Atlanta Falcons President and CEO Rich McKay is with us. And Rich, we thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule. Well, let's talk about the stadium now. You know, there's so many good things about it, but the age of the Superdome, the lights went out at the last Super Bowl. Let's talk about this new stadium and what makes it so special.
Yeah. I think Arthur's vision from the very beginning, Fred, was to create something that would be, architecturally set it apart, and it would stand the test of time. And I think if you see the design, if you see the renderings, if you drive by on Northside today, you will see a building that is going to look very different and going to be truly architecturally stunning. So I think that's the outside of the building. I think on the inside of the building, the vision was clear. We wanted to create amenities on every level for every fan, despite what they paid. In other words, we wanted every fan to have a very unique experience. We're trying to change the game and the fan experience. You've seen it when we rolled out our concession prices. You're going to see it in other things we do.
That's something we've got to talk about too.
And we will do that. But we really, I believe this, people that have tickets on the lower level are going to want to go to the upper level because of the amenities up there. People that have tickets on the upper level are going to want to go to the mezzanine because of the amenities that are on that level. We tried to make it, each level have its own cool factors, if you will, and that's what we've done. I think in the window to the city that you just see there, I think one of the really neat things that the architects helped us do is we made our whole focal point be Atlanta. That's what our focal point is. So we don't have a pirate ship in the end zone. We don't have anything else that screams Falcons as much as what this building screams is Atlanta. And so that shot you're going to see late in the games and at night when it will be right out that window into downtown. Really cool setting and really kind of sets up what this building's about.
Everything on schedule for 2017?
Yeah, we're in good shape. We are like anybody else. We had our challenges because of this is not a uncomplicated building. This has an 8-piece roof that moves. But right now the steel's in good shape. We'll be ready by, we say June 1 of 17 and we'll be ready. So we'll play MLS and we'll get into our season and we'll be ready to go.
That's another thing, the MLS, I mean, what that is going to bring to our city and just the growth of that sport and to recognize that and to be a part of it, what that's going to bring to the city.
Yeah, good for Arthur for doing it. We looked at it for a long time, Fred. We looked at this franchise, 8 years ago we considered MLS and looked at maybe Kennesaw or some other location to put a stadium. When all of a sudden Seattle and others have had success in doing it in football, soccer, shared stadiums, we looked at that in the new stadium. Arthur pulled the trigger. Atlanta United was born, and I think it's going to be a fantastic franchise. Heck, we've got over 30,000 founding members. We've converting those into season tickets very quickly. It's a completely different demographic and fan base than the Falcons. Probably a 2 or 3% overlap, and so the uniqueness will be good for Atlanta, good for downtown, and will create a wild atmosphere for Atlanta United.
You talked about Atlanta United and the seats that are there. What about the personal seat licenses for the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, so that's always one hard to swallow, especially for those fans, Fred, that have been with us forever. Right? Because we got a lot of people that have been with us forever. It's part of how buildings get built today. In 21 of the buildings in the NFL today, people have personal seat licenses. I think what Arthur charged us in this building, I think what we did is we tried to make sure that there are a lot of varied prices. I think our average PSL price is $2,500. We have some for $500. We have some for $1,500. We have some for all different price points. We gave financing for 10 years if that's what's necessary. We locked the ticket prices for 3 years so they would know exactly. We try to do a lot of things to make it fan friendly. Doesn't mean that fan for 20 years isn't saying, that PSL, that's tough. I think they'll make their way through it. I think sometimes what concerns us a little bit is you're always going to get the headline on PSLs, they're $45,000 PSLs. That was 1,000 seats in the stadium on the 50-yard line with incredible premiums attached to it. The actual tickets that the rest of us, you and I may sit in, those are $2,500 or less, and we have plenty of price points for those fans.
All righty. Now, I want to ask you another thing about parking. What about the parking? I know the dome's going to go away. Is there going to be enough parking around?
Yeah, Fred, the beautiful thing about being partners with the George World Congress Center is parking. Most urban stadiums, whether that's in Minnesota or other places, have very limited parking. Because the George World Congress Center is an ongoing entity that has, 3 million visitors a year, they have 9,500 parking spaces on their property. So we get those parking spaces game day. So we have pretty good on-site parking. And then we have the great equalizer, which is MARTA. And MARTA for us is great. That's how I go to every game. MARTA, that's what I take because I love the experience and I like to be with the fans. Don't like
you have your own little talk show, though, don't you?
Don't like it when we lose as much as when we win. But we have 2 MARTA stations within 200 yards of the new stadium on either side. So for us, long term, that's a great thing. The Georgia Dome itself will be a green lot, and we're pretty proud of what that's going to be. It's not a paved lot with a bunch of lines. It'll be a green lot that'll be a true tailgate lot that Home Depot is going to help us program that I think will be really good. We're really looking. That will be a cool aspect to the stadium too.
Okay, one thing that'll really wow the fans. If you got to pick one thing that's going to be the wow factor.
Oh, it's going to be the scoreboard.
It is the ring,
come on.
the hole.
Come on. There's just not anything like it in the world, and people will try to copy it. Good luck. Try to copy that. I wish you luck. 58 feet tall, Fred. That's
huge.
Tall, dog. Oh, yeah. That's longer than any putt you ever made in your life.
Oh, that is longer than any putt I've ever made.
Sorry.
Hey, Rich, thanks so much.
All right, Fred.
Yeah, apologize for my golf, right? All right, Rich McKay joining us. Stay with us. When Public Affairs on Peach returns, we'll talk about a team that recently made its Atlanta debut. Don't go away.